pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Hello BookTube, I'm Sean the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel. Here I am with another Friday Reads and my first alfresco Friday Reads of 2018. The last time I filmed in this location, I got a complaint from one listener who said he couldn't hear very well, and I had placed my big microphone beside me on this little brick bench, and so now I'm holding it in front of me. So please let me know if you have any trouble hearing me clearly, because it's a noisy street of traffic right beside me, but with the microwave, with the microphone right in front of me. You've all told me before, or none of you have said there was a problem until that other time when I set it down beside me, but I digress. I've had a wonderful reading day, and since my last update last Friday, I have started 3 new books. Now, can you hear that music? It's 5 p.m. I explained about this music before, because it caught me unawares one other day when I was filming in the first few weeks of my channel. This is the song that alerts the children it's time to go home for dinner, and also to test the PA system in each neighborhood for earthquake warnings and whatnot. It's a lovely song. I can't remember the name of it. But I think that I can proceed. Well, it'll finish up in another minute. So yeah, I started 3 new books, 2 of them on audio since my last update. So let me tell you about them. The first one, I saw a review of this on Matthew Sharapa's channel just a few days ago. Taduno's song by Odafe Atagun. I didn't double check the pronunciation, I usually do. I've been a little bit rushed to get this video made, so I'll correct it on my next review if it's not correct. Or I'll put in an audio correction when I edit. Odafe Atagun. My problem is, having lived in Japan for almost a decade, I tend to pronounce all foreign words as if they were Japanese. So I think probably Atagun is the Japanese pronunciation of a Nigerian name. Okay, my pronunciation wasn't terrible, but here is the correct pronunciation. Odafe Atagun. Odafe Atagun. Anyway, Matthew sold me on it the other day, and I'm doing it on audio. I was quite pleased to see that Scribd had the audiobook, and it's about a guy, Taduno, who he went into exile, but I couldn't tell whether it was internal exile or he went to a neighboring country because of a coup and political disagreement with the dictator, or he was for his own safety. It's not really that clear, but then he gets a letter from his girlfriend back in Lagos and returns, and when he gets back, nobody knows who he is. His neighbors, his family has disappeared. His neighbors that he grew up with and knew very well, they don't know who he is, and his girlfriend Layla has disappeared, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just early days. I'm not so sure about that trope. It sounds kind of Kafkaesque to me, and I'm not sold on it yet, but I'm enjoying the audio narration, and yeah, I'm not gonna bail yet. It's interesting, but I'm not sure about that. Nobody knows who I am. It's kind of been done to death. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So that's my mixed response to that one. The other audiobook that I started is going much better than that, and that's Manhattan Beach by Jennifer Egan, which I believe was a 2017 novel. I know this is one that Eric Carl Anderson loved, and it's available to me on audio, and so I'm giving it a try. I'm enjoying it. It's really well done. The audio narration is good, and it's set in the Depression in New York City with a family, just a few chapters in, so I think I'm on chapter 3. So I can't say too much about it yet, but the characters are really crisply drawn, and I like the writing. I haven't read, her other book was Something Something Goon Squad. I haven't read it. Everybody said this one was very different from that. This one is a historical novel. This one, it's reminding me a couple times I flashed to Kate Atkinson's Life After Life, just in the really incisive portrayal of family life. And what was the other one? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. I've had a busy day. American writer, writes really emotionally satisfying novels about small town family life. What is his name? Can't think of a name of a novel or his name, so I'll put it at the bottom, but just kind of is evoking that a bit too. Maybe that'll come to me, but I feel like a little stupid. And I started yesterday the Julian Barnes novel, A Sense of an Ending. I'm doing this as a buddy read with Leah from Hide and Seek, and I've read 30 pages. It's only 150 pages, so I think we'll probably finish the buddy read Sunday, or I might ask Leah to please stretch it over onto Monday, but I think maybe I can finish it up Sunday. It's so good. Everybody loves it, right? Eric loves it. Azealia, one of my lovely subscribers, loves it. Everybody loves it. Just one reader, and I think I'm going to love it too. Now, I must say that the opening few, not chapters, but scenes of the protagonist's high school days, I wasn't so sold on them, even though the conversations they were having were fascinating in history class and amongst themselves, outside of class, these high school boys. But it seemed really abstract, however fascinating. Didn't get a sense of them as bodies at all. I've just said the same thing to Leah in the video I sent her. We're doing it as kind of a vlog, a vlog, which may or may not see the light of day on BookTube, but it's been kind of fun way to communicate our reactions. But as soon as the characters got out of high school, and especially the narrator started university, suddenly everything was embodied and much more vivid, not just conversation. And he gets a girlfriend, and he goes to his girlfriend's parents for the weekend in Kent. And that extended scene, it's really the length of a chapter, but there's no chapter breaks, just made me realize this is going to be really special. Just a wonderful novel. So I'm going to read you a short passage from that weekend that he goes home to meet Veronica's parents. It's this first morning, and he feels like he's off to a shaky start. He doesn't know if anybody likes him. He feels really weird. He feels that even his girlfriend had treated him weirdly that first night. And he wakes up in the morning, and everybody except the mother has gone out for a walk. And so he's really feeling strange trying to have a conversation with his girlfriend's mother, who he's just met. And listen to this. "Have you lived here long?" I eventually asked, though I already knew the answer. She paused, poured herself a cup of tea, broke another egg into the pan, leant back against a dresser stacked with plates, and said, "Don't let Veronica get away with too much." I didn't know how to reply. Should I be offended at this interference in our relationship, or fall into confessional mode and discuss Veronica? So I said a little primly, "What do you mean, Mrs. Ford?" She looked at me, smiling in an unpatronizing way, shook her head slightly, and said, "We've lived here 10 years. So in the end, I was almost as much at sea with her as with the rest of them, though at least she appeared to like me. She eased another egg onto my plate, despite my not asking for it or wanting it. The remnants of the broken one were still in the pan. She flipped them casually into the swing bin, then half threw the hot frying pan into the wet sink. Water fizzed and steam rose at the impact, and she laughed, as if she had enjoyed causing this small havoc. Now that is just a gorgeous piece of writing, and just brings the dynamic between those two and the character of especially the mother just jumps off the page and three-dimensional enigma in front of me as I was reading it. So I just really wanted to share that with you. I'm really excited about, I didn't even hold it up before. This was a gift from Leah, by the way. So thank you, Leah, for the book, and the buddy read is off to a smashing start. I think that's all I'm going to say. Oh, just that I am also really stoked. As soon as I finish the next book and read the next story in the short story book that I've forgotten the title of, I'm going to start Sight by Jesse Greengrass. I splurged and treated myself to the ebook on Kindle and wanted to start it yesterday, but I decided I have to finish at least one more book before I do, so I'll be starting that in the next couple days, and we'll hopefully have a lot to say about that on my next Friday Reads. So, I would be grateful for some feedback on the audio, because if it's still a problem, I won't use this location despite loving this rectangular shaped red brick bench. What are you guys up to, reading wise or otherwise? Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.